Listen. Still yourself. Breathe once, slowly. Because heaven is speaking in a way that demands your full attention. This is not a soft message. This is not a casual whisper. This is a warning wrapped in mercy, a revelation wrapped in fire, and a choice wrapped in destiny. The Lord says, your son is standing between resurrection power and spiritual death. And the next move you make, the next decision you take, will determine the direction of his destiny. The atmosphere around him is shifting. You feel it. You have sensed it for weeks, for months, maybe even for years. You have seen the signs, the sudden silence, the strange heaviness, the emotional storms that rise without warning. You have felt the shadows leaning in on him. You have felt the light pulling him back. And heaven says, this is the crossroads. This is the spiritual moment that cannot be ignored. This is the turning point where everything changes. Your son has been walking through a valley that you cannot fully see. There are battles happening around him that do not look natural. There are forces that want him numb. There are forces that want him broken. There are forces that want him disconnected from purpose, identity, and truth. But there is another force. A stronger force. A holy force. A force that carries resurrection power. A force that breathes life into dry bones. A force that calls the sleeping back to awakening. A force that calls the lost back to destiny. And that force is surrounding him right now. But listen carefully. It is waiting for your move. Your next prayer. Your next decision. Your next step. Your next act of obedience. Your next command. Your next turning away from the things that drain your spirit. Your next turning toward the things heaven is calling you to do. The Lord says, your son's path is tied to your alignment. What you choose in this season creates the environment he will stand in. This is why the attacks around your household increased. This is why confusion tried to rise in waves. This is why arguments, misunderstandings, sudden discouragement, and sudden heaviness came out of nowhere. Because the enemy knows something you did not fully understand until this moment. He knows that your son is marked. He knows that your son carries destiny. He knows that your son's life has impact. He knows that your son carries a spiritual authority that will disrupt darkness once he steps into who he truly is. So the enemy built a plan. A long plan. A deep plan. A generational plan. A plan that included fear, lack, discouragement, and spiritual dullness. A plan to make him forget who he is. A plan to make him feel disconnected from God. A plan to make him feel like life has no direction. A plan to make him surrender his fire. But the Lord says, that plan is collapsing right now, but it will collapse only if you step into your assignment with clarity, with strength, and with obedience. This is not about being perfect. This is about being positioned. This is about being ready. This is about making a final, intentional move in the Spirit. God says, your son is at the door of resurrection. But resurrection is not automatic. It must be commanded, released, declared, protected. There is something attached to your voice. There is something attached to your authority. There is something attached to your decisions. There is something attached to your spiritual posture. You are the gatekeeper. You are the covering. You are the intercessor heaven is looking at right now. Hear this. Your son does not need a miracle that only happens in a moment. He needs resurrection power that reshapes the rest of his life. And the Lord says, resurrection power only comes when someone connected to him steps into alignment with heaven. This is why God is speaking to you. This is why this message reached you. This is why your spirit is vibrating as you listen. Because the Lord is choosing you to make the move that shifts everything. God says, your son's destiny is not lost. His life is not doomed. His fire is not gone. His identity is not destroyed. His future is not blocked. But the crossroads is real, and the choice must be made now. Listen to the weight of these words. Not in fear. Not in panic. Not in confusion. But in clarity. In sobriety. In understanding. Heaven is not threatening you. Heaven is awakening you. Heaven is positioning you. Because your son is closer to breakthrough than he looks. He is closer to awakening than he feels. He is closer to restoration than he appears. He is closer to resurrection power than you have realized. But the enemy is also closer than he has been before. He is circling. He is observing. He is watching your household. He is watching your son's steps. He is watching your son's weakness. He is watching your son's confusion. And he is waiting for you to hesitate. Waiting for you to ignore this message. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100 as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. Waiting for you to say, I will pray later. Waiting for you to say, I will fix it another time. Waiting for you to say, maybe things will change on their own. Because the enemy knows resurrection power is dangerous. He knows it will revive your son. He knows it will wake him up from spiritual sleep. He knows it will break every assignment against him. He knows it will rewrite the patterns of his life. He knows it will break the cycle that tried to claim him. And he fears that. He fears what your son is becoming. He fears the mantle that is over your son's life. He fears the calling your son has not even fully discovered. He fears the authority your son will walk in once resurrection power hits him. This is why God says, your move matters. Now listen closely, because heaven is revealing the path. God says, your son needs 3 things for resurrection to activate. 1. He needs a covering lifted over him with intention. Not silent prayers. Not quick prayers, but intentional prayers. Targeted prayers. Warrior prayers. Prayers that speak directly to his identity. Prayers that call him back to purpose. Prayers that command every spirit assigned to confusion to lose its grip. 2. He needs you to break the agreements you made with discouragement. You have been tired. You have been stretched. You have been disappointed. You have been carrying burdens for too long. And without realizing it, you started agreeing with the idea that maybe things will not change. But the Lord says, break that agreement today. Discouragement is a spiritual contract, and it must be torn up. 3. He needs an atmosphere that welcomes resurrection power. Speak life over him. Speak purpose over him. Speak clarity over him. Speak identity over him. Speak destiny over him. Even if he does not hear you. Even if he is not in the same room. Even if he is far away. Your words travel. Your words shift the air. Your words open doors in the Spirit. God says, the resurrection power coming to your son will not be small. It will not be partial. It will not be temporary. It will be complete. It will restore what was broken. It will revive what was dying. It will rebuild what was collapsing. It will reignite what was buried. It will wake up what was sleeping. And the Lord says, your son will rise. He will rise from confusion. He will rise from emotional heaviness. He will rise from spiritual dullness. He will rise from every assignment that was meant to crush him. He will rise from every plan that was meant to silence him. He will rise from every lie that was whispered to him in the dark. But heaven repeats again, your move decides. Your obedience opens the door. Your alignment activates the miracle. Do not treat this lightly. Do not let this moment pass. Do not be distracted. Do not delay. You are hearing this because heaven is giving you one of the most important assignments of your life. The assignment to call your son back to life. The assignment to choose resurrection over death. The assignment to break every shadow that tried to sit over his future. The assignment to activate what God already placed in him before he was born. God says, your son was chosen before the foundation of the world. Darkness is fighting him because I placed a mantle on him. And that mantle cannot be buried. Not while you still have breath. Now, the Lord says, rise in the Spirit. Speak. Declare. Command. Align. Because resurrection power is standing at your door. And death is watching from the shadows. Heaven says, your move decides. And the voice of the Lord finishes with this. Choose life. Choose alignment. Choose obedience. Choose resurrection. And watch your son rise. And the spirit realm does not move away from you. It does not close. It does not silence itself. It stands open, waiting for the shift inside your spirit to take place. Because heaven knows that your heart is trembling right now. Heaven knows that your hands feel the weight of this assignment. Heaven knows that your breath has slowed, not from fear, but from awareness. Awareness that something eternal is unfolding around you. And the Lord says, do not step back. Step forward. Step into the fullness of what I am revealing. Because this moment is not about fear. This moment is about awakening. There is a pull on your spirit. A gentle pull. A holy pull. A pull that feels like something ancient and eternal is calling your name. Because it is. Heaven is calling you into position. Heaven is calling you into authority. Heaven is calling you into warfare. Heaven is calling you into breakthrough. Heaven is calling you into the posture that unlocks your Son's resurrection power. The Lord says, you have carried enough worry. Now it is time to carry authority. Your voice matters more than you realize. Your posture matters more than you understand. Your willingness matters more than you think. Because angels are listening. Demons are listening. Heaven is listening. And your Son's destiny is listening. There is a shaking happening in the unseen realm. Not a shaking of destruction, but a shaking of alignment. A shaking that breaks old patterns. A shaking that exposes hidden traps. A shaking that reveals every plan designed against your Son. A shaking that forces every dark assignment to come into the light. And the Lord says, when you speak after this moment, your words will carry a different power. Your words will carry a weight that breaks chains, splits atmospheres, and opens spiritual gates. Because the spirit realm recognizes something that you are only beginning to see. It recognizes your authority. It recognizes your calling. It recognizes that you are not just a parent. You are a gatekeeper. You are a spiritual covering. You are the one chosen to bring resurrection power into your Son's life. And heaven says, do not underestimate what I placed inside you. Do not underestimate the mantle resting on your shoulders. Because the battle over your Son is shifting, and you are the one turning the tide. Now listen. The Lord says, your Son has been walking with weights he does not know how to explain. He has been carrying emotions that are not fully his. He has been feeling heaviness that does not belong to him. He has been fighting thoughts that were whispered into him by spirits that hoped he would break. But he did not break. He stumbled. He struggled. He misunderstood. He wandered. But he did not break. And the Lord says, he did not break because my hand was still on him, even when he felt far from me. Even when he felt lost. Even when he felt confused. This is why God says resurrection power is not only possible. It is activated. It is ready. It is circling him. It is hovering over his life. It is waiting for the command. Now God reveals something deeper. Something you were not supposed to know until this moment. Your son is in a spiritual place that looks like silence, but it is not silence. It is incubation. It is transformation. It is a space where heaven watches, where angels guard, where destiny recalibrates. And the Lord says, the silence around him is not a sign of death. It is a sign of preparation. But, there is a shadow that wants to use that silence. Not to destroy his body, but to suffocate his fire. To suffocate his identity. To suffocate his passion. To suffocate his spiritual memory. And heaven says, this is where your move matters. This is where your obedience becomes the deciding factor. Because resurrection power is not simply life. Resurrection power is authority. It revives what is lost. It restores what is broken. It reorders what is out of alignment. It plants new purpose where old wounds used to be. Your son is not meant to simply survive. He is meant to awaken. He is meant to rise. He is meant to step into the destiny that darkness tried to rewrite. Hear this clearly. Your son is not spiritually weak. He is spiritually targeted. And he is targeted because he is chosen. The enemy attacks what threatens him. The enemy corrupts what carries power. The enemy distracts what carries purpose. The enemy confuses what carries calling. This is why your son has felt lost. This is why he has battled exhaustion. This is why patterns repeat. This is why relationships shift. This is why emotions fluctuate. This is why his identity feels blurry. Because the enemy thinks he can suffocate your son's destiny before it awakens. But the enemy is wrong. Heaven says, he will not die spiritually. He will not collapse. He will not lose himself. He will not fall into the abyss. Because resurrection power is standing behind him like a lion waiting to roar. But the roar needs a command. The roar needs a vessel. The roar needs the one who carries spiritual authority over him. That one is you. And the Lord says, when you speak life, resurrection begins. When you command clarity, the fog lifts. When you break old agreements, the chains fall. When you align with me, the atmosphere shifts. You do not need to shout. You do not need to scream. You do not need to explain. You only need to speak as one who knows heaven is listening. There will be signs. There will be shifts in his behavior. There will be dreams. There will be sudden moments where he pauses, as if something inside him is waking up. There will be days when he feels lighter without knowing why. There will be nights when he sleeps deeper than usual. There will be hours when he avoids certain people or habits because something inside him begins rejecting them. These are signs of resurrection. These are signs of spiritual revival. These are signs that the atmosphere around him is changing. These are signs that your obedience is working. These are signs that heaven is moving. And the Lord says, do not let what you see in the natural deceive you. What I am doing in the Spirit is far greater than what your eyes can measure. Heaven is not calling you to force Him. Heaven is calling you to cover Him. Heaven is calling you to open the spiritual door that He does not yet know how to open. Your son is stepping into resurrection power. But you are the one holding the key. And heaven trusts you with that key. The Lord says, this is your moment of activation. This is your moment of alignment. This is the moment where what you decide ripples into the rest of his life. Choose life. Choose authority. Choose alignment. Choose obedience. Choose resurrection. Because what is coming to your son is not small. What is coming to your son is not temporary. What is coming to your son is not partial. He will live. He will rise. He will awaken. He will walk in destiny. He will not be lost. He will not be consumed. He will not fall into darkness. And heaven says, your move has been made. And the shift has begun. And yet, even as the shift begins, heaven says there is more you must understand. Because resurrection power does not land quietly. It does not slip into a life unnoticed. It does not arrive like a gentle breeze. It arrives like a holy storm. It arrives like a divine trembling. It arrives like a spiritual surge that rewrites every path the enemy tried to carve. Your son is about to feel that storm. He may not understand it at first. He may not have the language for it. He may not know how to explain the sudden stirring inside him. But heaven says, do not fear the shaking. The shaking means the resurrection is taking root. Your son will begin to experience moments of deep reflection. Moments where his mind pauses. Moments where his heart becomes sensitive again. Moments where old pain surfaces so it can be healed. Moments where hidden wounds rise so they can be sealed. This is not regression. This is resurrection. This is the unearthing that must happen before restoring. This is the lifting of spiritual debris before rebuilding. The Lord says, do not panic when old emotions rise. Do not panic when he feels overwhelmed. Do not panic when he feels the pressure of transformation. It is part of the resurrection process. Because resurrection power does not simply revive. It reveals. It reveals what was hidden. It reveals what was buried. It reveals what was cracked. It reveals what was wounded. It reveals what must be replaced. So your son can walk in clarity, not confusion. Strength, not exhaustion. Purpose, not wandering. Identity, not distortion. The spiritual noise that once surrounded him is being silenced. The patterns that once held him are breaking. The assignments that once chased him are collapsing. The shadows that once whispered to him are losing their voice. And heaven says, a new light is rising over him. A new covering is forming around him. A new spiritual shield is being built over his life. This shield is not temporary. This shield is not fragile. This shield is not symbolic. It is real. It is divine. It is handcrafted by heaven for the next chapter of his destiny. But listen closely. The Lord says, your son is stepping into a season where he must learn who he is again. Not who he became in the storm. Not who he became in confusion. Not who he became under pressure. Not who he became under spiritual attack. He must rediscover who he was always meant to be. The version heaven wrote. The version darkness feared. The version destiny requires. There will be moments when he questions himself. Moments when he tries to retreat. Moments when he feels unworthy of restoring. Moments when he thinks the change is too much. But heaven says, this is where your voice matters again. Your voice will steady him. Your prayers will anchor him. Your declarations will protect him. Your presence will strengthen him. Your obedience will surround him. Because resurrection power is not a 1-second miracle. It is a full spiritual rebirth. It is a reset of identity. It is a cleansing of the inner world. It is a breaking of every invisible chain. It is a sealing of the destiny heaven placed on him. And the Lord says, you will begin to see small signs first. Tiny shifts. Quiet moments. Subtle changes. You will see him think before he reacts. You will see him reflect before he speaks. You will see him distance himself from people who once distracted him. You will see him draw closer to quiet. You will see him crave clarity. You will see him feel things he ignored before. You will see him wake up with new thoughts that do not come from his natural mind. These are signs that resurrection power is filling him from the inside out. Then the signs will grow stronger, more visible, more undeniable. You will notice increased spiritual sensitivity. You will notice sudden breakthroughs. You will notice reduced confusion. You will notice emotional clarity. You will notice new discipline forming. You will notice internal strength rising. These are signs that the spiritual death that tried to claim him has been defeated. The Lord says, your son will not return to the pit. He will not fall back into darkness. He will not slip into the shadows again. Because resurrection power does not allow what was revived to be taken again. Resurrection power seals. Resurrection power protects. Resurrection power transforms. Resurrection power redefines. Resurrection power marks the soul with divine fire that darkness cannot extinguish. And heaven says, I am giving you the final instructions to close this battle. Instruction 1. Do not speak fear. Speak destiny. Your words create the spiritual atmosphere he walks in. Choose life. Choose faith. Choose clarity. Choose hope. Instruction 2. Cover his name every morning. Even a few seconds of prayer will shift the realm around him. His name spoken in faith becomes a shield. Instruction 3. Refuse to agree with discouragement. Discouragement is a spiritual thief. Break its influence. Reject its whispers. Shut its door. Instruction 4. Bless his future before he reaches it. Speak over months you cannot see. Speak over seasons he has not stepped into. Your blessing plants seeds before his feet walk the ground. Instruction 5. Protect your own alignment. Your spiritual stability is the air he breathes. Your obedience is the covering he stands under. Your clarity becomes his compass. And the Lord says, when you do these things, resurrection power will not only touch him. It will rest on him. It will remain with him. It will follow him. Then heaven reveals the final image. A field of darkness. Deep. Silent. Heavy. Still. And in the center of that field stands your son. Not broken. Not lost. Not defeated. But rising. Shoulders lifting. Eyes opening. Breath steady. Heart awakened. Spirit glowing. And surrounding him is a wind. A holy wind. A wind that breaks chains. A wind that blows away shadows. A wind that uproots every plan of the enemy. A wind that carries resurrection power. The Lord says, this is the future that awaits him. This is the destiny darkness cannot destroy. This is the outcome your obedience secures. Then God speaks one last time, with a voice that shakes both realms. It is done. It is settled. It is sealed. Your son rises. Your son lives. Your son awakens. Your son walks in resurrection power. And death has no claim on him. The script closes. The battle ends. The resurrection begins. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100 as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it.